The movie begins with Charly Matteï, our main character, returning from a visit to his mother with his son, Anatole. As they arrive back in the city, Anatole pleads with Charly to let him out to watch a street performer. Charly agrees, telling him he'll join him right after parking the car. But the moment Charly steps out, he's ambushed by several masked gunmen who open fire on him. As he fades into unconsciousness, he recalls a memory from his younger days in prison, receiving advice from an old mobster known as Old Timer. The old man warns him that once you're in the criminal life, there's no getting out. Charly is rushed to the hospital, where doctors work frantically to remove 22 bullets from his body. Meanwhile, Tony Zacchia, a ruthless and powerful figure, hears the news of the attack. It's quickly implied that he may have ordered the hit. The story hits the news, revealing that Charly is a former mobster. This draws the attention of Police Captain Marie Goldman, who visits the scene to investigate. As Charly lies in surgery, the film flashes back to his past, showing the moment his mentor was killed by a rival gang member. Fueled by vengeance, a younger Charly teams up with his childhood friends, Tony Zacchia and Karim. They vow to stick together no matter what, and soon track down and eliminate the feared mobster Hernandez, an act that pulls them deep into a life of organized crime. In the present day, Police Captain Marie Goldman meets with her superior, who advises her to drop the case, saying their role is to protect honest citizens and arguing that since Charly was a former mobster, the police should just let the criminals take each other out. Marie refuses and remains committed to the investigation, hoping it might also lead her to the person responsible for her husband's murder. She visits Charly in the hospital and tries to question him, but he refuses to speak. Frustrated, she leaves the room just as Charly's lawyer, Martin Beaudinard, arrives, along with his loyal friends, Karim and Pat. That night, after putting her son to bed, Marie turns to drinking as she grieves the loss of her husband, who, like her, was a police officer. At the same time, Karim, angry and deeply shaken, burned for revenge against whoever targeted Charly. Martin tries to calm him down, urging patience until Charly recovers. Karim agrees, but insists that Martin stay by Charly's side and not leave him alone. At the hospital, a man posing as a medical worker sneaks in with a gun and opens fire on a patient who seems to be Charly lying in bed. Luckily, Marie had anticipated the danger and moved Charly to a different room beforehand. The next day, Tony Zacchia visits Charly at the hospital, while Captain Marie watches from a surveillance van nearby. During the visit, Tony acts relieved to see Charly still alive. Before leaving, he slips Charly a greeting card, secretly warning him that they're being watched and that the police have eyes on them from the ambulance outside. Soon after, Karim and Martin arrive at the hospital to pick up Charly and take him with them. Captain Marie spots them leaving and decides to tail their car. But Karim quickly notices they're being followed and picks up the pace. He then contacts a friend to help shake her off. Once they lose Marie, Karim heads to an old warehouse where they've restrained one of Tony's men, Frederick, who had previously boasted about being involved in Charly's attempted murder. The moment Frederick sees Charly, terror overtakes him and he wets himself. Charly calmly promises no harm if he cooperates. Under interrogation, Frederick admits he didn't pull the trigger, but reveals that Tony Zacchia ordered the attack. Charly had once ceded control to Tony on the condition that no drugs be involved. But for Tony, drugs were the future, and Charly was the only threat because Tony feared his reaction. So Tony decided to strike first. Shocked by the betrayal, Charly hesitates. Karim asks for permission to execute Frederick, but Charly instead orders him to set him free. Still fired up, Karim presses Charly to eliminate Tony while there's still time. Yet Charly refuses, bound by the friendship and oath they once shared. Reluctantly, Karim backs down. Martin then drives Charly to a safe house where he is warmly greeted by his family. Karim returns to his own household as well. But later that night, tragedy strikes. He is kidnapped by Tony's men just outside his apartment. The idea to capture Karim comes from Frederick, the same man they had interrogated earlier. Hoping to win back Tony's favor, Frederick tries to deflect blame and offer a new target. But the plan backfires, and Tony has him executed. As a brutal warning, Tony's men cut off a piece of Karim's scalp and send it to Charly. Devastated, Charly attends the funeral and watches Karim's family grieve in anguish. The pain and rage consume him, and Charly finally decides to act. Before starting his mission for revenge, he asks Pat to take his family somewhere safe. That night, Tony's men are enjoying a lively dinner, completely unfazed by the fact that they tortured a man to death just the night before. But their fun doesn't last long, because Charly shows up with a live grenade and is in no mood to party. After the men surrender all their weapons and place them in the aquarium, Charly delivers a chilling message. "I want you to know who kills you and why you die." Then he shoots one of them on the spot, identifying him by the unique watch he wore during the ambush. The rest are frozen in fear as Charly calmly walks away, leaving behind a room full of silent, shaken men. The following day, another one of the shooters visits the graves of their fallen comrade, only to be ambushed and killed by Charly. Realizing that Charly is on a relentless path of vengeance, Tony orders his men to raid Charly's home in search of him and his family. But the house is empty, they find nothing. Meanwhile, Charly is laying low on the other side of town, relaxing with his cat. When Martin shows up and finds Charly's home completely trashed, he rushes off to warn him. Unfortunately, one of Tony's men tails him to the hideout. Soon, Charly and Martin are surrounded. Charly fights back fiercely, holding off the attackers while Martin tries to escape by boat. But one of Tony's men corners Martin before he can get away. In the chaos, Charly hops on a motorcycle and speeds off, but crashes into a police car and gets arrested, landing him right back in front of Captain Marie. During the interrogation, Marie shares a surprising discovery from her investigation. She found several bullets lodged in a wall at the scene, which means that one of the 5 shooters had deliberately missed. Someone didn't want Charly dead. Then she tells Charly she won't arrest him, for now. Marie believes Tony Zacchia is also behind her husband's murder, and she's not done with him yet. That evening, while Tony joyfully celebrates his daughter's wedding, Charly intercepts one of his men. He demands access to all of Tony's current drug transaction records, then kills him, revealing that the man was one of the gunmen who tried to assassinate him. When Tony hears about the incident, he erupts with anger. He storms out of the wedding and heads to his drug lab where he unleashes his full fury. Losing all patience, Tony orders his men to hunt down Charly, dead or alive. The next morning, Pat goes to pick up Charly's kids, Anatole and Eva, from school. But what starts as an ordinary day quickly turns into a nightmare when a van screeches to a halt beside them, kills Pat, and kidnaps the kids. Soon, the police found Eva at a gas station and bring her to the station. Battered and frightened, she reveals that Anatole will be killed unless Charly turns himself in. As Marie leaves the precinct, Charly suddenly appears and hops into her car. He begs her to stage a fake news report claiming he's been arrested, hoping Tony will believe it and release Anatole. Charly promises to surrender once his son is safe, and Marie agrees to help. But the plan backfires. When Tony hears the news report of Charly's arrest, he orders one of his men to kill Anatole, wanting to destroy Charly's life piece by piece. He even instructs them to take a souvenir, like an ear or a finger, to drive Charly insane. Charly, however, is secretly tailing the goon on his motorcycle. At the hideout, another one of Tony's men is guarding Anatole and receives the order to kill the boy. But instead of going through with it, he has a change of heart and tries to set Anatole free, only to be stabbed by the goon. Meanwhile, outside, Charly gets caught in barbed wire while trying to sneak in. As the goon carries Anatole out and throws him into the trunk, Charly breaks free, fights the man, snaps his neck, and rescues his son just in time. The scene shifts to an alley where several of Tony's men lie dead, discovered by the police. One officer hands Captain Marie a flash drive containing all of Tony's drugs transactions found in the pocket of one of the bodies. That night,
Charly visits Tony at his home, holding him at gunpoint. Despite everything that's happened, Charly offers peace for the sake of their old friendship. But Tony, consumed by power and paranoia, refuses to let it go and dares Charly to shoot him and end it. When Charly hesitates, Tony throws hot water at him and presses a gun to his face. At that moment, the police burst into the house. Charly seizes the moment and turns the tables. The police arrest Tony on the spot for fraud and running a drug operation. It's revealed that Charly had been secretly working with Captain Marie, helping her collect enough evidence to take Tony down. Since the police find no evidence tying Charly to any criminal activity, they have no choice but to release him. Outside the police station, Martin picks up Charly, who asks to be taken to the spot where he was gunned down. Once there, it's revealed that Martin was the fifth shooter, the one who intentionally missed. Feeling betrayed, Charly pulls out his gun, but Martin pleads for his life. He explains that Tony had sent him to kill someone without saying who, and when he realized it was Charly, he couldn't go through with it. In gratitude, Charly fires several bullets into the air, symbolizing his respect for Martin's choice. The final scene shows Charly enjoying a peaceful day at the beach with his family. They walk happily into the sunset, finally free.
If you enjoyed this video, don't be shy to hit the like button, and if you disliked it, hit the dislike button twice just to be sure. It would be best if you watched the whole movie. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe for more videos.